Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So often when I talk about Wing Chun history, many Wing Chuners message me. Some call me childish because Wing Chun, according to them, can have 10 histories. There's no one Wing Chun history which is true. Some threaten to debunk me. And some even threaten to use their power in the Facebook group to block me. Now, do I understand their point of view? Sure. The issue is they do not understand what I'm presenting, and they go off topic. They go get personal. They take what they think is right as the universe truth. That is a problem. So today I'd like to share with you all the truth of Wing Chun history. Okay. This is serious stuff. Wing Chuners need to know the truth, or else it is a disaster. And seriously, I do not like to write the epitaph of Wing Chun Queen. I hope that Wing Chun can progress. Everybody can be better and better. Now, why do you need to talk about history? Well, it is just simple stuff. It boils down to this. Because Wing Chun history will present what is Wing Chun, where does it come from, what is the identity, what is the uniqueness. It's like you go to judo, people can present to you what is judo, what is the history, clearly. Same with karate. So the important or the really critical of getting the proper Wing Chun history is so that Wing Chuners can really clearly know what it is. You cannot have 10 or 12 stories. History is not stories. Okay. Now, the good thing of the United States of America is that over here we have the freedom of speech amendment. We are protected by law. We can presenting by evidence. That is a great thing in this world. To have a place that you can present what it is. So it is open for everybody, and everybody can examine it, not up for somebody's censorship just because of their agenda or their benefit. They'll do anything with the power to shut things down because for their own benefit. So I'm really glad that I'm an American. even though I am also a Chinese descendant, because this is the place that truth can be presented. And that is the only way to present Chinese culture and Wing Chun. Now, face it, in the history, this is Dr. Sun Yat-sen, the guy who overthrew the Qing, started the Republic of China, the founder of ROC, Republic of China. Well, Sun Yat-sen was an American citizen. Okay. If you check into the history, the American Chinese support the overthrow of the Qing, giving so much money. Same with like the Chinese in Japan and the Chinese in South Asia. Okay, so they're supporting Dr. Sun Yat-sen. And as we can know that Sun Yat-sen also related to the Hawaii. Okay. So this has a certificate of Hawaiian birth. This is to certify that Sun Yat-sen. Okay. So the reality is, for past hundreds of years, as Sun Yat-sen be able to present what it is, and then later on, Bruce Lee, who is an American. Without Bruce Lee, do you think that other people will know what is Kung Fu? How many people will know what is Kung Fu? How many people will know what is Wing Chun? So I present this because what I'm going to share with you, very high probability cannot share in Asia because people don't like it. Okay. So that's why it is good. It is heaven's will. It is God's will that we have the United States of America, that we can present what it is. Instead of my version of story, your version of the story, that everybody be able to equally know what it is. It is good for the Chinese culture. It is good for the future generation. It's not good for one single man. So what I'm presenting here, people might take it as childish. People might like to debunk me. Well, I follow the step of Sun Yat-sen. Just present what it is, the truth. As for Wing Chun, do you know how bad is Wing Chun today? This is a book putting down on Wing Chun. It says, is that Wang Chun or Wing Chun? It just letter, words, it doesn't matter. And then it said that how many people make their living, make their money based on Bruce Lee. So is it Wing Chun? Wang Chun is like you Wing Chun couldn't even make up your mind, okay? And you just only rely on Bruce Lee to make money. That's in the book, okay? Chinese martial art book by some reputation, high reputation, so-called grandmaster. This is directly questions Grandmaster Yip Man. Because Grandmaster Yip Man saying that Wing Chun is from Song San Shaolin. This person who wrote this book saying that, isn't it from the Fujian Shaolin? Mui is from Fujian Shaolin. How could it be from Song San Shaolin? This questioning Grandmaster Yip Man. Okay. So the author have their logic and so forth, so forth. So this is a directly questioning. We're going to come back with this, okay? This in Asia. You guys, Wing Chun, couldn't even know exactly when is the birth year of Yip Man. Even the past 100 years, you all cannot clear up what it is. How dare you going to use the Ming Dynasty or the Qing Dynasty's resources to define Wing Chun? Wing Chuners are scam artists. This is Chinese, okay? Asia. I put it here in the by evidence. So how is Wing Chun respected? Did they even giving the minimum phase for Grandmaster Yip Man? Well, in the West, we know that 5 fake martial arts. This is Wing Chun. This is another critics directly challenge from you can see on news. Well, this one sound that you guys have already see it. And somebody dig out Bruce Lee's letter. This is saying that Wing Chun is a land swimming. Land swimming. It means it's useless. Okay. This is a Japanese documentary. So that is what Wing Chun in reality. Okay. That's how people look at Wing Chun in Asia and around the world. Well, Wing Chun have many history. This is one of the YouTube you can check in, Secret True Wing Chun History. You can see what is going on. This is another writing over here saying that they are protecting and preserving traditional Fat San style Wing Chun, the style descending from Liang Zhan, Lao Man Gong, and Feng Xiu Cheng. Well, if you get into the history, are you sure that Liang Zhan is with the anti-Qing Red Boat And for sure, you know Feng Xiuqian is belong to the Qing army. How can Liang Zhan, if he is a anti-Qing descendant, be with Feng Xiuqian together? And then you have this, a movie maker, he have his story of Wing Chun. Or he claimed he's as an expert. Okay. So he said that Wing Chun is for assassins and so forth. So can you accept 100 version of Wing Chun history, which is related to all of this? If Wing Chun is not rectified, you know that's the end. Just by the evidence I just show you, in Asia, you don't get respect, sorry. And then you get people keeping making history up. And then you get people who critics you publicly. And there's no answer. Now, I like to share with you the truth of Wing Chun history today. So that you know that what is the true history and what is his story. Like over here, anybody who can go study the or directing a movie and then suddenly become expert of Wing Chun. So let's get into the bottom line. Let's get to 100 years ago, because the problem of Wing Chun today, and with all this 10 zillion type of history and all those stuff, is can be seen 100 years ago. So this is a book of traditional Chinese martial art 100 years ago. At that time, they already getting scientific. And this is about heartbeat. They are really importing the Western science into traditional Chinese martial arts. 100 years ago, 1930. At that time, there are many Chinese real expert is doing this thing, mapping the Chinese martial art into science, using science, okay? Because they know that is the way to go. Now, with all these people, the very famous one is Tang Hao. Tang Hao is an expert in traditional Chinese martial art history. And he is an educator. And he is proposing to make the traditional Chinese martial art the scientifics. He actually critiqued that at that time, many traditional Chinese martial art is promoting themselves. They are the best, other people are wrong. Okay. Now, Tang Hao have gone into a lot of deep study. Over in this book, he is he's criticized. There's a book of Shaolin who is promoting the idea of the boxer labyrinth. Okay, so I think she said that you're seducing the reader, seducing the reader to following boxer labyrinth code stuff. Okay, and those are backward thinking. So he's critic this book of Shaolin. Okay, now in the same book, he is talking about that is a fiction called 10,000 Year Qing. 10,000 Year Qing. This book is written in late Qing dynasty. And the person who write this book is Cantonese. This is the book where you can see Mui, Jisim, Shaolin, fighting. Okay. So Tang Hao at that time already pointed out, man, this is fiction. Now, so you know that today's those story about Mui, Jisim, all those kind of stuff is based on this fiction books in the late Qing dynasty. Now, on the other hand, Tang Hao went and studied the classic of the Qing and Ming dynasty, the traditional Chinese martial art classic of the Qing and Ming dynasty. He went to Shaolin, Songshan Shaolin, study the Shaolin short strike canon, okay, and verify it. And verify that, oh, this thing is from the end of Ming and the beginning of Qing, which is late 1600 stuff. So now you can see two types of Shaolin. One type of Shaolin is this your Mui fighting Jisim kind of stuff. Okay. And like this Pak Mei, Mui, Jisim stuff. Those type of Shaolin. Another type of Shaolin is the Shaolin short strike of Shaolin, which is in the Songshan, which is related to Qi Ji Guang. Okay. So he went to Shaolin Temple and so forth. He checked things out. Now, and due to his study, and of course, like in this book, Ming and Qing dynasty classic, traditional Chinese martial art classic analysis and study is a continue on of what Tang Hao studied. Notice that it doesn't have this Bak Mei fighting, Mui fighting, Jisim stuff. Okay. Now, when we investigate that 1850s Wing Chun, we know there's one link to the Shaolin. of Songsan, which is verified by Tang Hao. Okay. And of course, from here, we know the identity of the anti-Qing in the Red Book, where you can verify in the history. Not just, oh yeah, you know, it's a story. No, you have to have the salutations which is fulfill the culture of that era, like Hong Sing Chai Lei Fat, for example, like Li Man Mao, Ling, and so forth. Okay. Now, so Wing Chun 1850 is linked with this, which is Tang Hao verified, is from Songsan. All those clearly written with the descriptions, with why is your heart issue from heart, your fist issue from heart, your angle center line, your robbing the angle, get close, all those kind of stuff is written there. Okay, now so we know that the 1850s documentary of Wing Chun Red Book is real because it linked to the real Shaolin, which is Tang Hao, and many researchers today is looking at it. As all those Mui Jisim stuff, hey man, it is just fiction stuff. And so if you go back to here, this is questioning Grandmaster Yip Man, say, hey, you know, isn't it Mui is from Fujian Shaolin Temple? How come you wrote that Wing Chun is from Songsan Shaolin? Well, I can answer to this guy today. Hey man, get your mind straight, okay? The Mui Songsan, the Mui, all those stuff are based on fiction. And what Grandmaster Yip Man talk about Songsan is provable. Okay. So now you can see all your Shaolin story. Oh yeah, you know, anti-Qing Mui. Wing Chun's from Mui. Wing Chun is from Jisim. Are you serious? Who are you going to kid? It just shows that you have no idea what is the Chinese culture is about. If you keeping pushing those kind of stories. And then you're pushing that, oh, Feng Xiuqing is a part of Wing Chun. Well, can you get your mind straight? Feng Xiuqing belong to the Qing. The Qing is fighting the anti-Qing of the Fine Jet in Fatsan. How can Feng Xiuqing be the ancestor of Wing Chun? And so with all this thing, people keeping make up thing. Well, it's very simple. It's from Shaolin. The base is this. The Shaolin writing. That is the technical details of the basic of Wing Chun, a short strike art. Whatever what it is, migrate from that, it is not. Why? Because it is not accord to whatever in the history. It is this clear now. So Tang Hao already make it clear here. Tang Hao already make it clear. Is your Shaolin real Shaolin or fictional Shaolin, which is never exists? That's the first thing. And for the real Shaolin, we know it is belong to the Songshan, and we know all the you have all the document today. And when Tang Hao make the research, he doesn't know that the exist of the 1850s writing of Wing Chun. And now in America, we have all this document. We can see it match up now. So is it a 10 Wing Chun history or just one Wing Chun history? The rest is stories. The rest is folklore. Like you have tons of things created. And everybody have their different way of viewing. That is not history. That is their speculations. So you have to be really careful with the speculations and the real history. Now, you cannot answer Xi Xiaodong with all those fighting Jisim kind of deal. Because you don't have anything clear to present. You can never be able to defend Wing Chun with this, where I pull out Bruce Lee saying that Bruce Lee is saying that you guys are land swimming. And as for this type of people, there are plenty of people in Asia is looking down on Wing Chun. What can they say? You pull this thing up from Tang Hao down to straight to all document to Qi Ji Guang. What can they say? You can practically call them to shut up. Okay, you have no idea on what is Wing Chun. As for Grandmaster who talked about Wing Chun, Wang Chun, hey man, if you don't know, stop writing books. If you want to do a revision, drop those things. Okay? Because now we've proven it with history. What is the truth of Wing Chun? Why should Wing Chun take all this type of critics or humiliations? Why should Wing Chuners take all this? So we know what you need to take from this is, number one, Tang Hao have already split it out. One is the real Shaolin. One is the fiction, like when you talk Mui, Jisim, all those stuff. And then all those stuff, you can link it up to like the boxer librarian stuff. It's like a code. It's not martial arts. The real martial art is the Songshan stuff, where you can go up to the Qi Ji Guang. That is Wing Chun. It is this clear. Okay. How many people will know what I'm presenting today if I'm not presenting it? If tonight I die. Were all this the truth of Wing Chun going down to the tube? I'm not from a Grandmaster Yip Man lineage. but from Grandmaster Yip Man's writing on Songsan and also from receiving, which is receiving. Which is a part of this, okay? A part of the Shaolin Sword Strike, the document. He might know something which is we today don't know. In the Shaolin Sword Strike Classic, it also saying receiving. Long coming sword receiving. In my previous video, I have shared that. So the idea is this. You put Grandmaster Yip Man on stamp there in a book. Is that fair? For the Wing Chun history? I won't say that Grandmaster Yip Man is know-it-all. And in fact, I have no relationship with him. But by his story, he's right, okay? He might know something which is, for some reason, is missing today. And in their time, different people have one piece of information, but today we can piece the entire thing up. So you need to tell the truth, speak the truth, and giving credit to those who contribute. Well, Bruce Lee is saying that Wing Chun is land swimming. Well, that's because Bruce Lee do not understand, and he doesn't know about this existence of the Shaolin Sword Strike. And as I have already proven to you guys in this channel, what is in that Shaolin Sword Strike is scientific up to today's MMA and sports science. So Bruce just don't know. Well, this is 50 years ago. Now, so to conclude this thing, this video is that it is much safer to follow the proper history. Stop creating more stories of my Wing Chun story, your Wing Chun story. People who really research know. And then if you have the solid history, that's the only thing that people cannot step on you, cannot step on your grandmaster. And Wing Chuner can stand up and just to present the truth. It doesn't need to be me. It can be anybody. You know, hey, this is not right. You must not say this. Only that way, Wing Chun be able to proceed on. Without that, I don't even know what you're doing. Seriously, you have so many things there in Asia, which is never being response in Asia. You never being response. And today I respond to it. Not that I am the grandmaster, I am nobody. I am just showing you, hey, there's history, there's evidence there. Don't mess around with this thing, okay? So this is what I like to share with you. stop those mui, jisim, and create more stories. Okay, and stop those. Hey, you know, Feng Xiuqing is with Liang Zhan, and then all kinds of stuff. Are you serious? So the bottom line of this video is follow the history, follow the evidence. Whatever there's no evidence, no, do not talk about it. Or else, you know, you're going to get yourself into trouble. Not only that, you're going to screw Wing Chun. You're going to get other people to look down on you because you don't know what it is. And when your stuff cannot hold water, the entire thing collapses. So it's good for everybody to follow the historical evidence. And the historical evidence is there for 100 years already. Now, won't you surprise? How come the Tang Hao style for 100 years, nobody ever talk about it in Asia? And then we just keeping quiet. Oh, Wing Chun is from Mui, from Jisim, from all this kind of thing. So we back up to the Sun Yat-sen time again. Everybody anti-Qing, anti-Qing, anti-Qing. But read the history. But when it comes to, hey, it's better you than me, everybody just say, okay, I just shut up. So you have to end up like Sun Yat-sen, who is, people at that time call him crazy, or the guy who bullshit, called Sun Da Pao, okay, the guy who talk big. You have to have people like this really overthrown the Qing. Why? Because he mean it. It's not about his money he got. He mean it. And then you have all this overseas Chinese from America, Japan, Southeast Asia, give a lot of money to support that. Then Qing get overthrown. Okay. So this is history. So it is very simple in the history. You look at it. Is it for yourself or it is for everybody? Just ask the question, is it for yourself or for everybody?